Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Cream Slice. Welcome back to the channel, my beautiful people. As you can see, the surroundings are different, and I just want to say thank you, every single one of you that has clicked, commented, subscribed, helped me in this journey. We're halfway there, so let's continue the journey. Pusha T style. Yeah. It'd only be right if we kick the PC game off with the best hunter build in Destiny. It still is the best, regardless of what anyone will tell you. Arc Hunter, you've seen it before, but it is still powerful in any in-game content. Master Lost Sectors, raids, Grandmasters. We're going to be putting some of the new mods that come with Lightfall into the mix. We can stun 2 champions out of 3 without even using weapons. We're going to be blinding everything, jolting everything. We're going to be an invincible tank. You guys know how this build goes. It needs no introduction. So without further ado, let's get the build. So guys, I thought we'd do it totally different with this first build and see how it goes. This way I thought it would be more interactive with you guys, and I could explain everything that we're going to be doing with this build, and then we'll jump into some gameplay and I'll show you how the loot goes and all that good stuff. So firstly, we're going to be using the Gathering Storm because it is a top tier super, and we can stun overload champions with it. And the good thing about this build, because we're going to be meleeing everything, we can pretty much bait our super every 20 to 30 seconds depending on the ad density. So firstly, we're going to be using the Gambler's Dodge because this build revolves around dodging around enemies constantly and then proccing our melee, which you want to be using Combination Blow. This stacks up to 3 times, giving you some insane damage with your melee every time you dodge around enemies. So you're going to get health back from kills as well, and it's also going to refill our class ability when we get a powered melee kill. We're using flashbang grenades, and the reason we're using this grenade, guys, is because we can stun overload champions with it. But not only that, we have some of the fragments that we have allows us to add jolt to the grenade. So there, with one grenade we can stun overload champions and we can stun unstoppable champions. And not only that, with Combination Blow, when it's a powered melee, you can stun overload champions. So no need for weapons, guys. So the aspect we're using is flow straight. Defeating a jolted target makes you amplified. Basically, when we're amplified, our dodge recharges more quickly and we get that extra resilience when we do a dodge. Lethal Current, after dodging, our next melee attack has increased lunge range and it also jolts the target. Damaging any jolted target with a melee attack, it blinds them. So as we take a look at some of the fragments we're using Spark of Resistance for that resilience when we're surrounded by 3 or more enemies. Then we're using Spark of Irons. Defeating a jolted target creates an ionic trace. This is just going to pretty much feed into our abilities with our grenades and our dodge and all that good stuff. We're going to be taking advantage of one of the new mods from this season, is Spark of Haste. You have increased resilience, recovery and mobility when we're sprinting. So I know a lot of people are like, you can trade this out for something else. The fragments, in my opinion, is totally your preference with this build because it's mainly revolved around melee, and then we've got Spark of Shock, our arc grenades, jolt targets. Yeah. So we'll go over to the customization screen really quickly. Really quickly. Okay, so we're going to go over the customization screen really quickly, and we'll go over exactly what we are using to put this masterpiece together. So as you can see, there's no artifact needed, nothing at all, guys. So firstly, on your helmet, you're going to be using the hands-on, and you want to double this up. This will allow us to bait our super every 25 to 30 seconds, like I was saying previously, because all we're going to be doing is smacking people in the face and getting supers back. I just love it, man. It's just that feel, that power fantasy of a hunter stalking while invis, creeping up, and then just BAM with one of those like jolted punches, and then you go invis, get health. Oh, it's sick. And then on the arms, we're using momentum transfer. Causing damage with a grenade reduces our melee cooldown. And then the way we're going to create orbs of power for us and our fire team is through the heavy-handed mod. So our powered melee final blows create orbs of power. And then we have focusing strike. We get class ability energy when we cause damage with a melee. So all two abilities are feeding into our gameplay loop of having our dodge up and then our melee in case we fluff anything. This is where our survivability comes into play, as well as some of the fragments that we had equipped. Emergency reinforcements, pretty much like the old protective light. So when your shields are depleted, it's going to give you a temporary like resist, which is super nice, especially in a harder content, because you are going to be dodging and punching, and it comes in handy. And the great thing about this as well is you're creating so many orbs of power, you're always going to have 3 armor charges up. It's so easy. Charged up, we can carry an extra armor charge. So I think we can hold about 3 or 4, which is enough to proc emergency reinforcements. And I was using a solar shotgun as well, so this is why I have solar weapon surge, just when I'm not proccing emergency reinforcements. But it's super good because it's just extra damage really. But if you have a kinetic shotgun with 1-2 punch, it did get a buff this season, so that could be really good. And then insulation reduces our class ability every time we pick up an orb of power. The next one on the cloak is going to be Reaper. Every time we dodge, get a kill with our weapons. It's another way of creating orbs of power. Proximity ward. This will give us a powerful overshield when we're performing a finisher. And we'll go over what we're going to be doing with the exotic. As you can see, it's Assassin's Cowl. I swear, Assassin's Cowl was just made for this art build. There's no other exotic in the game you can convince me that works better than this exotic with this build. Liar's Handshake is good, but survivability wise, it's just not on the same level as Assassin's Cowl, guys, like for real. So the perk Vanishing Execution, you all know, powered melee final blows, grants invisibility and restores a portion of health. So the more powerful the target, the longer the invisibility and the more health you're going to get back. And we can delete everything within 2 punches. So when it comes to mini bosses, yellow bars, just don't worry. Now I've shown you the exotic, the mods, the fragments and the aspects. We'll jump into a little bit of gameplay now, and I'll show you the loop and how it all works. So I'll just place a raid banner quickly, and then we'll throw it out as soon as we start the activity. That way you can get a clear insight of how fast we're getting our super back. Throw that out there. Oof. Okay, so we dodge, punch, dodge, get combination blow ×3. Got ×2 there. ×3, look, just 1 punch is absolutely everything. And the great thing about this is you will have like a 20-second timer, so you can just constantly keep combination blow ×3 up at all times. And then we've got a 1-2 punch shotgun for the harder enemies when they approach us. Okay, so look at the super bar, nearly got our super, and then if you want you can throw a grenade. It's going to jolt targets, get ionic traces back. Got our super. A cool trick here to stay invis as well, I've seen this from Mactic's video, shout out to Mactic's, is when you do a punch to go invis and then throw your super and you remain invis still, so you don't ever blow your cover. Sick guy. And the gameplay loop is that simple, guys. Dodge, punch, dodge, punch. Dummies can use this build. Stevie Wonder could use this build, man. No disrespect, Stevie. But yeah, so you pretty much get the gist of the build. I'll see you in the next one. Cream slice. Peace.